America is getting really annoyed and they're placing sanctions onto any country that works with Venezuela. Today, the US said, quote, "Venezuela has been very hostile to us. From now on, any country that buys oil or gas from Venezuela will have 25% tariffs placed onto them." And something really important, China is the largest buyer of Venezuelan oil. They buy over 350,000 barrels of oil a day, which is over 30% of what Venezuela produces. So it seems like the US is not only trying to sanction Venezuela, but they're also indirectly sanctioning China, making it harder for them to get oil. Now, according to the US, the reason they're doing this to Venezuela is because of how uncooperative Venezuela is being. Although it's worth knowing, since the US has announced these sanctions on Venezuela, Venezuela has actually become more cooperative with the US. Although despite the US now placing trade sanctions against Venezuela, in 2024 the US bought over $5 billion worth of oil and gas from Venezuela. Although it's definitely possible that the US is doing this to actually try and stop other countries from buying Venezuelan oil, so that Venezuela has to sell their oil for cheaper just to the US. And that would really have two benefits to the US. They would buy oil and gas for cheap from Venezuela, and countries like China would have to look for other suppliers, and potentially the US would come in. But until we find out more, you can leave me a follow for some more global news like this.